Wow.
Hello? Hello? They hang up every time. It works perfectly. You know them sipping TripAdvisor things? Always do that.
You should just play the football class video and then take it.
Nope.
My grade for the second quarter was
How many are we gonna do?
3.
no. It was 0.45 the first quarter.
Oh.
The first quarter I got 80.20, the second quarter 80.60.
And don't make up a stupid name. Put your name in.
Maybe like put something in our name.
That's fine. I can deal with stars. Can't see it. Oh, but is it just you don't
What is it? What are you playing?
I guess.
Nigel, how do I automatically know which one is you open the board?
What do you mean?
I want you to look at all those names and see if you can figure out who. Really?
Oh, no.
Really?
How much did you?
I only know that because it's not all the papers out right
Exactly. Why don't you just tell like when they're like, is that
All right, I'm missing one.
her any name to be called and get it here? Like,
They're like, no. Joseph, you in there? Where?
Where'd she go?
You'll see. Let's talk. I'm right down Jose.
Okay. Whatever.
Dude, I am in.
Alright, did you get something you win?
Wait, can we get some snack? Everybody got it.
Is that a no?
Fat kid, like, food.
I couldn't find it.
Really, I had to really look. What? Come on, who got it? Click to the first one, not this one, right?
Okay.
Who got it wrong?
A, the question says rolls. Right? So it's rolling friction. And it showed wheels, which is also rolling. Alright. Air or water? Sometimes people just hit the wrong thing with their mouse. But air or water is a fluid. Alright? So that's fluid friction.
Yeah, if you get it wrong.
Now, static can't be right because that's not moving. Fluid could be right, but see how they use the word slide? They're trying to emphasize that they wanted that to be sliding friction. All right, why is it rolling and not sliding?
Is that real?
It has wheels. Okay. Sliding is not necessarily a bad answer, but it has wheels, which is why it's rolling.
Freak, bird.
All right, that's fluid because you got water.
Mario, I'm coming for you.
This one is often missed for that reason. People look at it, they're like, what is it? But somebody said it over there. He's not going anywhere. So it's what? It's static because he's not doing anything. He's just hanging there. So it's static friction. People who jumped out of an airplane.
Oh, I thought that was water. Wait. Oh, I still got light. Thank God.
It wouldn't have mattered if it was water or air, but they jumped out of an airplane. They're parachuting. They're cleaning the table. All right. So they were rubbing the table.
I'll be on. You better watch out.
All right. So that was the waves. That's water again. So that's fluid. Okay, sliding is correct. Okay, static, nothing's moving. You clicked the wrong one once, and now you don't want to play? All right, so what was the picture? I don't remember. I was talking to Mario. What was the picture?
A bowling ball.
A bowling ball. Okay, so it was rolling.
Yeah, in the first place. Yeah, I'll probably pick sliding.
You know what? I did.
I haven't seen that.
Right. What is that?
Looks like the outer space with comets and things. Maybe a volcano.
Oh my God.
I'm still thirsty.
All right, I'm not sure what that is.
I guess they're moving through air, so it's moving through air.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's supposed to be outer space.
I guess the atmosphere, which is a gas.
So I'm guessing it's a gas.
Can we do quizzes?
No.
We're just doing this, then we're done. Why is it static?
It's not going anywhere.
It's not moving anywhere.
I'm still in the same place.
All right, this should be the last one.
I was honestly gonna put sliding.
You got it wrong.
A roller coaster.
I'm hoping the person who put static, his mouse got hung up. All right, roller coasters are moving, so it can't be static. All right, fluid. I guess I can see why you'd pick that. Sliding and rolling would be the best two answers, but roller coasters are on wheels. All right, so it's rolling. And if you've never been on a roller coaster, you might not know that. So I can see why you would have picked sliding. But they're on wheels.
Get something. Yeah. Who's time with Tori?
I typically don't, but let's see. We'll put.
Oh, for real?
I'm just gonna put points on your quiz.
What about top five?
Yeah.
He's not even third. He's like, what about top like
I worked
14?
hard to get in fourth place.
What is this?
I want that top.
So what's that? Trevor's in the top. What's Nigella?
I'm
Third.
third.
So Malik.
I don't see your name up there, Grace.
No, Malik is,
She was in
oh,
last
yeah.
place. You were in last place, Grace?
No, I was in 14th.
That's last.
You got last because
You got 10th.
They're
What about fifth
17.
place?
They're 17. I was in 14.
That's because
What do you got one wrong?
I think.
Well, that's good. You only got one wrong.
I only got one wrong.
16
I only got none wrong.
17.
What do you want to
All right. Now, you need a writing utensil so we can do our quiz.
Shut up, you're the one cookies for the past 2 weeks.
And a calculator.
Man, that hurts.
Is the paper or laptop?
Put your laptop away.
All right.
The first couple ask you to add some forces. So if you want to be able to use your calculator to add and subtract, grab a calculator. If you don't already have one.
How many questions?
It's not many.
Not many, 32.
It's not 32.
Oh, it's less than 50. Less than
Yeah, that's less than 20.
Fourth pitch.
Might as well, we're gonna be.
How many questions is it?
I think it's around 15.
Man, that's hard.
Not too bad.
Really more.
Like a pigeon.
That's 13 answers.
I've known her for 4 years. You didn't have last night. You're like,
Oh,
I like you a lot.
Sick.
Hey, she touched my hair yesterday.
no.
Actually, can I?
Wait,
I'll put your notebooks away.
No.
Huh?
I just have one.
Yeah. You want music break or?
Hey, go to class.
One or the other.
What do you say?
Just flew out too quick.
And say. Great.
Let me hustle around that. You're passing out.
Say it back. That's why I cheat. It's so slow.
She couldn't do it.
All right.
Who are you playing with? I don't want to. Multiple choice?
All right. At the top, you're doing the forces. Make sure when you answer the question about total force, if it needs an arrow, you draw the arrow. Now, when you do the bottom where it says, tell me the type of friction, if you want to abbreviate, you can. Obviously, rolling and fluid, you can write R or F, but for sliding and static, for the S, you're going to have to do like ST and SL if you abbreviate. Is that okay? Okay, you can't just put S, because I don't know which one's which. I mean, right there, balance or balance.
Oh, I thought that meant like it doesn't have this balance.
No, which one? Balance or balance? Yeah. Yeah, like the number, the unit, and the direction of the arrow. Yeah, when you answer the one on total force, I want a number, a unit, and a direction of the arrow. And when you finish, just bring it up and put it on the stool. It's not very long.
I've only done one like two.
So if it's 0, then put an arrow.
Right.
Would there be a direction?
No.
Then why would you put an arrow?
Oh, I was just thinking Sherry.
That's true.
We want.
Huh?
Never mind.
There you go. Yes, thank you. Yes, you're going to say so. Thank you. Welcome. Okay, bring them up, just be quiet. Which one? Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Oh.
I'm gonna try to.
Who still has a piece of paper? Anybody still have a piece of paper? That's everybody? Fabulous. All right. Grab your notes.
Because we gotta learn about Newton's laws.
Oh,
I want to get my.
Maybe know what's for lunch, but
Oh, I should let y'all your.
I didn't even get lunch yesterday. They ran out.
That's why you gotta be cutting them on. How do you run out of lunch for the kids?
They weren't even like, oh yeah, here's some peanut butter. They weren't even like, oh, here's some peanut butter and jelly. They were like, you want a Pop-Tart?
Right.
I was like, no, I don't want your Pop-Tart. That's not even like 200 calories. I'm gonna start pushing people today.
All right. So yesterday we were talking about Newton's first law, right? We wrote it down in here.
Yeah.
All right. We got to. I wrote something. I told y'all to remind me because I didn't even get to this in the third.
Inertia.
Yeah, inertia, and I wrote something else. Okay. Did I ask how mass affects inertia?
Yeah, that's like.
Okay. All right. Okay. So how does mass affect inertia? How does mass affect inertia?
That if it's heavier, it won't move as much.
Okay. More mass. All right. So what does that mean about the inertia if it won't move as much? Does that mean it has more inertia or does that mean it has less inertia? It means it has more inertia. Okay. All right. So what does inertia mean again? That means an object at rest does what? It stays at rest.
Yeah.
So if it has more mass, it's going to stay at rest more. Okay? So this desk has a lot of mass, right? It's harder for me to move this desk than it is for me to move this light little notebook. Okay? I barely have to touch the notebook and I can slide it all over my desk, right? Because it doesn't have very much mass. But this desk has a lot of mass. I have to give it a little more oomph to move it. I can move it. It just takes more for me to move it around on the floor. Okay? So, more mass, more inertia. Less mass, less inertia. Okay? So, objects that are heavier stay at rest a lot easier. So, what is Newton's second law? This one is usually the one nobody remembers. It's first and third people remember. Okay? Newton's second law says force equals mass times acceleration. Okay? Force equals mass times acceleration. Now, this one for the keyword, because you're going to have to remember which one is which law. This one is our math formula. F equals ma. Now, F, M, and A, what's the only letter we've not seen in a math formula so far?
A. What's up, B? Okay.
Now, I just wrote keyword. This is the math formula. What's the only letter we haven't seen in the math formula? We saw A. What's A called? A is acceleration.
M is mass.
F.
M is mass. So what's the only one we haven't calculated yet?
Force.
F is force. That's the new one. Okay? F is force. Now, because F is new, we need to talk about its unit for just a second. Okay? We mentioned it when we were doing this at the beginning of the unit. So our unit for force, when we calculate, is the Newton. Now, I point this out because when we calculate, we're going to get a weird unit, okay? You're going to get, if you look at it, kilograms times meters over seconds over seconds. Now, do those things have anything in common? No, they don't cancel out. They don't do anything. But we don't actually write all that. All of this junk is equal to newtons. So anytime you calculate force, force is equal to Newton. Okay? And I've done this for a long time. And I don't know how to teach it any other way than to tell you when you calculate force, force is just a Newton. Because when you see all this junk, most people look at that and they're like, I don't know what that stuff is, Ms. Wall. You're right. Most people don't know what that stuff is. So whenever you calculate force, force is just a Newton. Get rid of it. Okay? Now, in terms of how the law works, most people can relate to this because you guys have gone bowling, you've played golf, you've played tennis, you've played softball, you've played baseball. You've done some type of athletic activity, at least in PE, if you didn't play sports in high school. Okay? So if you throw a baseball or a bowling ball, which one do you have to use more force with to throw? The bowling ball. Why does the bowling ball have to be thrown with more force? It's heavier. It has more mass, okay? That's Newton's second law, okay? The heavier something is, the more force you have to use to accelerate it. Does that make sense? Okay? That's all Newton's second law says. Now, the third law. This is usually one people remember. Anybody remember the other law that you might have learned about in middle school? There's another law that a lot of times people remember. Nope, that's the first. We're talking about gravity tomorrow.
Well, does that have to do with the apples?
That's Isaac Newton, and he's Newton's laws. If I start for every reaction, there you go. For every reaction, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Okay? So the key word that I use for this one is action, reaction. So the first one was inertia. The second one is F equals ma. And the third one is action, reaction.
Is it?
Sure. Is it what?
Were you supposed to put reaction points? Or is it supposed to be action and reaction?
Oh, for every action. Yeah. We can change that. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Yeah, that sounds better. I like the grammar in that better. All right, so there's lots of examples we can use here. All right. The classic example that's usually in every textbook, if we were doing this in Mr. Moore's class, all right, he would have them doing something out of the book. All right, and the books like to show a dock with a boat. You know, and I'm not an artist, so you got to work with my bad art.
Wow.
Okay, you got a boat. All right, and it always shows some dude. Only I can't draw a stick guy here. Okay, so I got a little stick guy. All right, it always shows stick guy here trying to jump to the dock. Now, the problem with stick guy trying to jump to the dock is he pushes down on the boat to jump, but where's the boat go? It goes down, and where as he jumps forward? It goes backwards, okay? As he goes forward, the boat goes backwards, so he winds up where? In the water.
He's trying to jump on the boat.
He's on the boat. He's trying to jump on the dock, okay? I told y'all I couldn't draw. Now, I claimed that up front. I'm not an art teacher for a reason. I have no artistic ability. All right, so when the guy tries to jump from the boat to the dock, all right, he uses his forward force to move towards the dock. But unfortunately, is that boat going to stay stationary? No, that boat is going where? It's going backwards when he tries to go forwards. He leaps forwards, the boat goes backwards. So as he tries that, where is he going to wind up? He's going to wind up in the water. He's not going to make the dock.
There's a video where a dude says do a backflip in the elevator while it's going like down. So he jumps and he's like able to do the backflip, but he just hits the top of it because the elevator's going down. So when he jumps, the elevator goes down and he like falls.
Probably.
I'm gonna try that, like jumping in the.
I don't recommend.
He tried to go back from the elevator. He did the backflip, but the elevator was still going down. So he jumped and the elevator went.
Okay.
If you have the energy to look up a video,
Now,
way more sense and it'll waste way more time for me.
Now, that's a very elaborate example that textbooks like to use. You don't need anything that elaborate, though, for Newton's third law. You guys are exhibiting it right now. All right? You're sitting in a chair. Okay? And, you know, I can't draw, so got to work with my stick guy.
Wait, is that?
That's a chair. And y'all are really ugly people sitting in the chair. Okay? Now.
I'm not that tall. He's wearing stilts.
All right. There's a critic in every crowd. All right. Y'all are there. I told you I couldn't draw. Stop being critical.
Keep the line going. Just
Whatever. Now, my point in this drawing is that let's say you push down with 50 newtons of force. Okay? The chair has to push up with how many newtons of force? It has to push up with 50 newtons of force. Because if the chair doesn't push up with 50 newtons of force, what happens to the chair?
It goes down.
It goes down and breaks. Okay? These are very well-made chairs, but I used to have some chairs that were welded and they weren't welded particularly well. And over time, what happens to the welding? It breaks. And so the chair sat like this, and over time, it would just do this. And I had one year, child was sitting there, and all of a sudden the welding snapped. So the 50 newtons of force going down and the 50 newtons of force going up, it didn't hold. And so they wham, hit the floor. Okay? Newton's third law didn't hold. And so it was a little embarrassing for the child when they broke the desk. All right? So, but as long as Newton's third law holds, you push down with whatever your weight is, the chair pushes up with whatever weight. When you get up to leave, we're going to walk on the floor. Okay? Let's say that we push down with 75 newtons. I push up right now with 75 newtons on the floor. Because right now I'm pushing down on the floor 75 newtons. The floor is pushing up on me with 75 newtons. If it wasn't, where would I be? Down there, under the stool. All right, my legs would be under, I wouldn't be in hell. All right, but my legs would be under the floor. Okay, that's Newton's second law. It doesn't have to be very elaborate. If I stand here and push on the wall with 20 newtons, what's the wall push back on me with?
25.
If it was 25, it would push me off the wall and throw me across the room. If I push with 20 newtons, the wall has to push back with what? 20 newtons.
Is that what happens with magnets when you get like a south magnet and a north magnet and you try to push them together and they like go apart?
That's just them repelling.
Oh.
Yeah, they just don't like each other. They're repelling.
Why?
Okay? But if one is stronger than the other, it will throw one apart. All right? Questions about the three laws? Y'all are gonna be mad at me. I forgot you needed your laptop's phone number.
I put 2 away.
No, laptop.
No reserve.
I forgot. Go get
Don't
it.
say Jesus.
No reserve.
Don't tell me you need food. You go get the laptop. I already gave you gum.
I don't know if I'm gonna eat lunch because I'm eating
I think you're talking.
I forgot. Sick of me. I just forgot.
Can we see you for that?
No, you ain't gonna get anything. I ain't got anything. I've been dead up to my balls.
If we see Lexington, oh wait, don't have the money either.
Don't have children. They're very expensive. It's the best advice I got for you.
They're cheap.
Yeah,
Shut up.
If Bob can move.
they were a lot cheaper when they were younger.
You be lying.
What was that?
Why is it the only one?
Running fast?
I did say.
Yeah.
From who? I'm getting fast from me, that don't make no
Huh?
I asked you to get mine.
Why didn't you get
Why
up?
you going that? Why you going that way?
What's your number?
I don't know if I want to eat lunch because I'm going to go to the car. I'm going to get a box.
You will.
But like, I don't know because if I text my mom, she's like, yeah, we're not going because the car broke down. We need a new car. We're shopping yesterday. The car blew up on the interstate.
Why you?
And she's like, we need a new car now. Because that's how I tried. And my dad got fired from the job. No, I was at home. I was at home. He got fired because I got.
Are we doing practice?
Oh, because usually it's like oh man, by a lot.
I don't believe that
Where you work? You work at Lowe's.
Hey, what,
Y'all are going to classflow.com/student.
Oh, we did.
Okay, y'all are not going to classflow.com. Y'all are going to classflow.com/student.
I'm right here. Have your class.
What is my class code?
Your class code is on the board.
Your name?
Hey, nothing. Oh no, I'm in there.
What'd you say, class code?
Mm-hmm.
I still don't see my name. I'm typing my name. It's Eduardo. Did you put your name in?
Hey, you gotta cut it out.
Yeah, just to take time. Yeah, just to take time.
I just need to put a little white, will that work on it? Just
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just need to do a little piece of it, or a little dab of it.
How you getting this?
Oh,
Don't even know what I've done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we in?
No,
About 5 minutes.
I just
No, Jesus.
Okay, yeah. Like, pardon.
that's my mom.
Let me go check on Joseph because he's sitting back here behind the counter. If it's not there, just type your name in.
Well, you know what?
Doesn't matter, Joseph is fine.
They need me. Oh, me. I'm not bad.
All right, everybody in? All right. So this works like the last time, except that some of these are going to be multiple choice questions. Okay, based on what we did. All right, did you get a question?
Yes.
I don't know what that is.
Diabetes.
What?
Me and my outburst. Oh, not me, my outburst.
I don't know what that looks like.
Please choose.
Right.
Okay.
Wait. This is super cute.
I'm doing this largely to play with some of the options today. I always use the same kind of poll, so I'm checking.
Do I need to look up what inertia is?
Am I done for picking me?
Not necessarily.
But everyone else picked me.
Let me see.
Alright, there we go. I don't draw anything.
Wait, what was it?
What
No, they. Just paint them.
The answer?
Was it
All right, everybody put in an answer. I'm waiting on two people. Pick something. All right. We're getting right hit end. All right, so we said as the mass of an object decreases, its inertia will do what? All right, we said in our notes, if mass increases, inertia does what? Increases. So if we decrease mass, inertia will do what? Decrease. So the 14 people had the right answer. All right.
That was a sneeze? Yes, sir.
Hey. Well, have you ever eaten a golden corral?
Yes, I told you. It's easier on my intestines to just take a plate, throw it in the toilet.
What is your favorite thing, as bad as it might be, to eat a golden corral?
The yeast rolls.
The yeast rolls? I like the bourbon street chicken.
I can get a whole plate.
No, bourbon street.
They're nice though.
Somebody should eat dry.
Yes.
All right, so I'm waiting on 3 people. Where's my 3 people and their answers?
But yeah, hurry up. Show names.
All right, so when I look at this, all right, a table exerts 2 newtons of force lying on the table. Which law is this?
The third one.
This is the third one. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. All right, so if it exerts 2 newtons, the force exerted by the book is also 2 newtons. It is static friction, but I didn't ask about friction.
I heard.
What is that? What?
Oh no. No, click it. Oh, do it.
What are you doing?
All right, tell me what you think.
Right.
Ms. Wall,
Yeah.
the question says the 2 properties as the coin, and you can only pick one.
It says which best explain its fall, or its weight, and what else?
Yeah, weight and which one?
Which?
Weight and which other property that's there.
Oh, so weight is one of them.
Weight is one of them, and which other property out of the 4 is the other one?
I'm not writing, but I put this.
Yeah.
All right, So the two people who haven't answered why.
For lunch.
All right. Now, it is inertia. The coin is sitting on the card, so when the card moves, the coin is going to fall into the container.
Oh, 'cause it's still.
All right, it's going to remain at rest. It's not going to move. Somebody, I think it was it y'all's class or fourth period years? They was talking about the cup on the carpet and the paper, and ripping the paper out from under the cup and the cup not falling over.
What?
It must have been fourth period. They were talking about having a cup on the carpet and a piece of paper under the cup and yanking the piece of paper out from under the cup and the cup not falling over. Same concept. But it must have been fourth period because y'all don't have any idea what I'm talking about.
What was the answer?
It's the same thing as what's right there. Hey, Miss Crump, what's up? Yes. There you go. All right.
So the answer was D.
Right, y'all come on.
What you talking about, bro?
Now, I did not send one that you can pick A, B, C, and D. You can text it, you can circle it and send it back. You can do whatever. But this way, everybody doesn't follow the crowd.
I don't know how to circle.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, you're welcome.
Please extend those. Oh, great.
I don't know anything. Like, I swear, I was just.
Clearly not. That's not how Newman's all work, Grace. What are we learning right now?
I see.
For every action has an equal or opposite
Yeah,
reaction.
let's go break my calculator.
Exactly. Science. You
Alright.
that you stop that. Way go. I got answer.
There's a baby.
Yeah, give it there.
I'm getting ready to hit pause or stop on it.
Who's the three response?
We're going for
All right. So, two cards A and B are joined by compressed spring. As shown in diagram B, the mass of card A is twice that of B. Which of the following statements is true about their change of velocity when the spring is released? A will have a greater change of velocity. B will have a greater change of velocity. Both cards will have the same change. Neither will experience a change. What do you think will happen?
B.
All right.
No, I could be.
It has less mass, so like the bigger mass will push it more. It won't move as much.
I put B too.
No. I put A. No, it's bigger. No.
Actually, I put D because like, if they're both rolling, the spring shouldn't.
I pick B. Honestly.
I pick E. I put A.
Alright.
The answer to Drew and the answer to E.
Most likely C.
When you think about it, if the one that's heavier, who's going to roll the fastest? The one that's lighter or the one that's the heaviest?
The one is lighter.
The one that's lightest is going to roll the fastest. So the B will have the greatest change.
Whoa.
Look at my answer.
Dang. All right, since I just messed that up, I guess that's a good stopping point. All right, now I'm done with the laptops. Set them off to the side for right now. I'll have you put them up in a minute. Now, yeah, just set them to the side for a second. Now, the only thing we have left to do is just to make sure everybody knows how to use the formula. Is everybody okay with using the formula F equals MA? Anybody not okay with it and want me to work on it?
I need to see.
All right, Najee objects. All right.
What are you doing?
So let's walk through one for Nigeria. All right, so if you're looking for what is the force, okay? F equals ma. Here's your formula. All right, what is the force? You're looking for m. It says you have 12 kilograms. So you're putting in 12 there, and then times acceleration, which is what? 3. So F equals 12 times 3 is 36. And what unit did I tell you we're going to put on a force? You're going to put Newton there. Okay? Now, the flip side of that would be solving for either M or A. So if you had one like this, where it says how fast does it go, where you're looking for the acceleration, you're looking for the A, so you got to have your force and your mass given to you up here, right? So what's my force?
50.
So you're going to put the 50 here. And what's your mass?
5.
So you're going to put the 5 there. And because this is a times, what's the opposite of times? So you're going to divide by 5, divide by 5, and A will be 10. And you get meters over seconds over seconds. Okay? That formula is that simple. Okay? Most people like this formula because there's no denominator, and you're either going to multiply the M and the A, or you're going to divide to find either M or A. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, while I yank out the stuff for the lab, you guys go put your laptops away. I need to get the brooms and the boxes, and then we're ready. And then somebody come hand out our lab sheet if they will.
I got you, excuse me.
Dion, you've already put yours up. Come give everybody a lab sheet.
I got it.
Because you're done.
So,
Ms. Rector said, come on.
First of all,
I appreciate it.
Alex who? No, I had him last semester.
Come on. Boy. Well, I'm be like this with them, bro. Boy, what? You gotta have a clean class. She's like, if you push the broom on the floor, Newton's come back. All the dirt's gone. It really is. This wall.
Yeah.
If I pull this thing back here, will I get in trouble?
yes.
I don't try. Like, how much trouble are we talking about? Oh, my. I have a tasty dangerous.
I'm gonna make one heck of a mess. Look at 2-inch water bottle.
Yeah, but like.
Do not pull.
That's what I'm happy.
Ms. Wall, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I probably will end up pulling it before the year's over. You know, more like a head up, we'll do it, but not right now.
Thanks.
I'm gonna snap one day and I won't be able to handle you. Get off your phone.
And now it's bringing us to tape. We're now we'll tape that together.
Alright.
Ray, I'm not going to go on the ground.
Your car.
Woo!
Our car yesterday broke down the internet. Like, we need to buy a new car. You need. Which means everyone give me their money.
Alright. So, here's what we're gonna do. Everybody got a lab sheet? Alright, you need a meter stick, a broom, and a box. Everybody listening?
Yeah, meter stick, room box.
Now, you're gonna take the meter stick and the box. The directions tell you to measure 8 centimeters off the table. And you're gonna take a box, and it's gonna have 2 masses in it. One of the masses is a 500 kilogram mass, and one is a 100 kilo, or yeah, 100, sorry, they're grams. 100 grams and 500 grams. Put the 100 gram mass in and just put it back in the box. Did you do that?
Where?
And that box is right beside you.
This one?
Yeah. Now, once you have the 100 gram mass in there, set the 500 gram mass off to the side, and then you're going to take your broom and you're going to hit the box. You might have to practice this and get the broom turned a certain way because you know the custodians don't give you good boxes or good brooms. And then you're going to try to hit it. See, I don't have it lined up well. So you're going to need to figure out how to line the broom up so that it hits the box. Now, once it hits the box, it's going to shove it so far. You can measure the distance of the broom on the front or the back edge. It doesn't matter as long as you always measure the same distance. Okay? Once you've done that, take the 100 out, put the 500 in. Make sure 8 is still there. Put your box back. Line it up again. Let it hit the box. Measure how far it goes. Either the front or the back, just like you did the last time. Once you've got your numbers, both weights in, and pass it off to somebody else. Okay? Because I don't have enough of these for the entire class to do at once. I only have enough for 5 groups at a time. Okay? Because I don't have enough for 5.
How many groups is in our people? Like partners or?
It's supposed to be partners, but even at 3, I'm still only at 5 groups. And we have too many people. Alright? So, no, I'm not putting 4 people in a group. That's a whole lot of people standing around doing nothing. Alright, so groups of 2. Starting over here. So Tyler and Markel, you two.
Don't be shaking your head around.
Yeah, you're good.
Touch your mouth.
Leon and Joseph, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you 5 go, and I'll get you guys started on something else. Alright? As soon as y'all get your data, you need to hand somebody else a box.
Rally.
Y'all are working on this. There's some math calculations to go with that people's eye. Well, I told my twins to mind their business. They'll probably tell you if you have her first period, they can tell you from my best spot.
She says that you still have your face.
It's a meter stick.
Okay. I guess we can.
That's your boss, right?
You guys can work on the lab counts.
It's less crowded.
Alright, yeah, I'll get it there. I'm gonna say where to put the lab sheet for 4th period. I just had to know where it was for 4th period. Before I lost it, I was like, where did you put it? It's okay.
Any more broom? Oh. Who was on it?
I have 100.
Alright, place on the 8.
Hey, but why did both think you the last time?
Ask me what I'm gonna do it on a tape.
What is it?
If you know what,
That's all I
It's 31.8. I did it.
It was right there when I got
That's what I'm work over there.
oh, she was aiming over by 18.
Are we putting it on it or like?
Ooh, this. Wrong thing. Fetch.
What?
You messed up. Get the meter stick.
Happens all the time, Trevor. You don't have any first to do that.
Listen.
Oh, yeah, that was.
Just going.
That's hard.
All right. Cool.
Grace, what are we doing?
by 8.
So you're gonna his house.
You told me to do No, that's what you told me to do.
Is it 8 inches or centimeters?
Centimeters.
We don't measure by inches in this slide. Grace, alone.
Hold up.
Oh my God.
Oh, what are you doing?
But you don't need to be harassed, you have the information.
Oh, that's
You need to stand there and measure. Inches.
They call me the janitor because I clean up.
I still move it long.
This was Charlie. That's how we cross.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, do you have the box hanging on the
Deal with
edge
it.
too?
Yes.
Like 8 centimeters?
Yeah. Hey, it's
Elizabeth, you working?
I can tell. Why are you laughing, Grace?
Shut up.
Stop,
Mind your
stop
own.
having joy.
It's
I don't want to see any happiness come from you.
Grab the finish up, people are waiting on you.
I'm waiting for your raise. You're slow.
No, this is both of them.
She's the one who did everything, and she's like, oh, I know all the information. Oh, so we got a crooked broom, and gonna clean up.
Yeah, we're here if you start. I'll be glad to help you if you start.
I'll do that.
17.5.
You're using F equals MA. You're using F equals MA.
This is where it goes. What?
Where it goes now.
All right, Trevor, you're done. So how about Diabion and Elizabeth?
There's 2 groups done. And
What is this paper?
That's homework after you finish what you're doing.
and Mario.
Eduardo, y'all done? All right, so how about Oaksdale and Mario? And you three will be together. Since I have an odd number.
Okay.
As soon as I have another group done.
Wait. I don't know. Do that.
Okay. Miss Wall,
What?
we need you.
What do you need?
Come here. What we gotta do? What? Mark out. If Trevor is some other people working away, I could have saw it.
Is that 8?
Oh, yeah, 8 centimeters off the table, boxes there off the table. You've only got 100 gram mass there, right? Okay, so yeah. Now you're gonna take the broom out of here so you get me the box.
Got it.
Well, I was on the desk over there, so you guys wouldn't work.
Is this the first one?
So I'm asking y'all.
Exactly.
It's the first one.
Yes, it is. The first law is if it's
Back to the part.
It's the inertia thing.
yeah, it's still, it's staying still until this blue comes and heats it, and then it goes.
Oh, Alicia, why are you in here? Get out of my class.
You measure.
I don't remember you talking about it. That's what I remember.
She just said his first law involved inertia. I pointed to the word inertia. So you're like the third one? Is it the first? I told you.
Is it part of our
Yes, part of the box is off the table.
Pull it, bro. Mario, pull it. No, this is your turn. This is your turn.
Wait, it's more mass, less inertia.
It's 8 centimeters off the table.
More mass, more inertia.
Then you hit it and it went 55 something.
We know, Grace.
Grace.
Miss Wall, it's more mass, more inertia, right?
Right.
Always. What else? I took the cheating.
Put this in there. You can't look to let me know.
Elizabeth,
turn this in around?
Yeah, on the stool, and then work on your math. Math is using your F equals MA formula.
How are we supposed to do that? You got a calculator? Yeah, but we don't have to, we make up numbers? You want us to make up numbers?
On the second sheet,
Oh, I didn't know you gave us.
there's a sheet on your desk.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I was gonna say, why would I have you make up numbers? Who's done with their stuff over there? I got a group that needs to do this.
We just got done.
Okay,
But,
you three go get it from Markel.
wouldn't this be more of this?
You know, there was an extra spot open the whole time.
Where?
Right there, there's a whole spot there.
Oh,
That's over, but you.
Right.
I didn't hear you, Joseph. I'm sorry. So what now?
Wouldn't it be more of like Newton second law because of math? Or you know.
Oh my God.
Hey, bro, how much? That's who's this? It's homework. No, that's homework.
Says homework. After you give me your lab sheet,
What's homework?
piece of paper you guys already have. That y'all were just sitting there not doing a while ago. Some of you were not doing a while ago. How's that?
Well,
We done after this?
After you've done both of them.
you're doing a hypothesis.
After we done what?
Your
Done what?
hypothesis is you basically
Both.
think.
Both, the homework sheet and the lab sheet.
Okay.
Yes, what?
Not a machine.
I don't want us, well.
Mario.
Switch sides. Okay, let's work on it.
Figure out your Ellie.
No, that's kind of tricky. Okay, then we can probably figure it out.
I'm done. It's not hard. It's literally like if a box was a box, and how do you move the box?
So it's the same.
Yeah. You sat on the stool, right?
Yes, dear.
How do you answer
Big
number 8? Like, I understand.
No.
No,
This one?
it is the same. You're. You have
More inertia. Miss, I know the answer to this. I just don't understand. Only one of them. Why was it important to be the same color as the
Up to that.
But I wanted
They're starting point. They're starting point.
No. What, 7?
Yeah.
No, it's 4.
Oh. I got that one.
Can I get some water?
Yeah.
That's right.
I did one of you.
Trevor, you're supposed to be working on your to the finish line, not on your phone. Work on it now so you don't have homework using F equals MA.
What are you doing?
Oh, yeah, you just got here.
Yep, you gotta use that down there to do 4 and 5. You gotta use that down there to do the whole paper. Yeah. All right, so it's twice the letters, which one's
Right, I
twice
saw
the
that.
letters, A, B, or C?
Oh,
Yeah.
Which one is
It's a
easy?
body kit on a full
The ones with the hats? They're
Oh,
hats.
okay.
What'd you put in your mouth, no?
You done?
Yes.
Okay. He's not very tall. You look like you have really long legs. You have seriously long legs for somebody who's not that tall.
You know, for like.
Run track. I believe it.
It didn't label it free already.
Yeah, it does, they're in the hats.
Oh.
You sound like Markel.
Are you gonna go over the worksheet? Not the lab, but the worksheet?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. If you have a question, bring it here. Now remember, your lab has to be turned in to me before you leave.
He should be up. He should be up.
Who take it? Wow.
You want to take it out, bro? Boy, no. Boy, you gonna murder more people. Oh, crazy.
This is confusing. Stop
touching me.
Yeah.
So I'm notified.
Can't kill the whole thing.
Where you at?
I was.
698 ain't no better. Any trash. Keep both of them.
So who's gonna accelerate the most?
I wouldn't call 600.
I would see up there.
I mean, it's not something.
Every contestant whose object accelerates less than B.
But you know it's about trash, don't Travis Scott.
Less
Oh,
than
Jose.
So the contestant whose
Oh,
object
good boy.
accelerates
Trash.
twice as
You
much
just
as
need to like.
would accelerate twice as much as
And Cardi. Shitty guy.
You said. Alright, use your calculator, so here's 5, right? Twice as much as this would be what? It's 5. So who's not necessarily twice as big. Yeah.
I don't know, this is.
Because
it's gonna weigh half as much. Yes.
Were you like sick alone?
Yeah. But when it weighs half as much, it's half as much. You're gonna use your. You're gonna use your. I said that A. So you've got 4s. You're gonna put 50 in there. You're gonna find A's mass, which is 5. And you'll solve for A. Then when you do B, B's mass, plug him in there. But your 4 will still say 50.
You trying to do that?
What, homework? No, I know homework for tomorrow. Really, you can't hold
The
it.
time's at hand, but I don't feel like.
You have 3 minutes. Just try, I got a phone over there.
No.
All right, whose lab am I still waiting on?
I got like a couple left.
Yeah, as long as you don't forget to bring it back to me tomorrow.
All right, hey, bro.
All right, if you still have a calculator.